Do you know which country has the most secure future in the world? You might think it's the United States, the world's biggest superpower. But what if I told you the country with the strongest and most secure future is not America? Yes, you heard that right. The first country whose future looks more stable, more secure, and more strategically planned than the United States is not a giant nation. It's a small island you might underestimate. Do you know which country it is? It's Singapore. A country with no natural resources. A country smaller than most major cities. Yet its future is ranked among the most secure in the world. So how did Singapore build a stronger future than the world's biggest power? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might completely change how you see global power and the future of nations. In a world defined by uncertainty, economic volatility, technological disruption, and geopolitical tension, the idea of security has evolved beyond military strength and territorial size. For decades, the United States has been viewed as the ultimate symbol of global dominance economically, militarily, and politically. Yet in recent years, cracks in that dominance have become increasingly visible. Rising national debt, political polarization, social unrest, and strategic competition with powers like China have created questions about long-term stability. At the same time, a small Southeast Asian nation continues to rise steadily, quietly, and strategically. That nation is Singapore. Despite having no natural resources and a population of just under 6 million people, Singapore has built one of the world's most stable economies, strongest currencies, and most efficient governance systems. It consistently ranks among the top in global competitiveness, ease of doing business, anti-corruption performance, and education standards. Its airport, the Singapore Changi Airport, is considered one of the best in the world. Its global financial ecosystem rivals cities many times its size. While the United States debates policies that change every election cycle, Singapore focuses on long-term planning that spans decades. So the question is not about size. It is about sustainability. Is the future determined by power projection or by precision governance? In this video, we will explore why Singapore's future appears more secure than the United States economically, politically, socially, and strategically. If you want deep, fact-based global insights like this, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications. Let's begin. Political stability versus political polarization. Singapore operates under a highly structured and centralized political system led for decades by the People's Action Party. While critics argue it limits political competition, supporters point to one undeniable outcome: stability. Policies in Singapore are not reversed every 4 years. Infrastructure projects, economic reforms, housing programs, and education policies are designed with 20 to 30-year horizons. In contrast, the United States faces deep political division between Democrats and Republicans. Major reforms often get reversed depending on who controls Congress or the White House. Government shutdowns, impeachment battles, and electoral disputes create uncertainty for investors and citizens alike. Stability builds investor confidence. Uncertainty reduces it. Fiscal discipline versus rising national debt. Singapore maintains strict fiscal responsibility. It operates under constitutional rules requiring balanced budgets over each government term. The country also manages massive sovereign wealth funds like Temasek Holdings and GIC, investing globally to generate long-term returns. Meanwhile, the United States national debt has crossed $34 trillion, with rising interest payments consuming a larger portion of federal revenue. Persistent deficits and political resistance to tax reforms make long-term fiscal correction difficult. Debt itself is not always dangerous, but uncontrolled debt combined with political gridlock creates vulnerability. Singapore avoids this trap through disciplined financial governance. Strategic neutrality versus global overextension. The United States maintains military bases around the world and plays an active role in NATO, the Middle East, and the Indo-Pacific. While this ensures global influence, it also creates costly commitments and geopolitical tensions. Singapore, however, practices strategic neutrality. It maintains strong ties with both China and the United States. It is not forced into extreme alignment. This balanced diplomacy reduces risk exposure. In an increasingly multipolar world, neutrality can be more secure than dominance. Economic diversification and innovation. Singapore transformed from a trading port into a global hub for finance, technology, biotech, and logistics. It ranks among the top countries in innovation and competitiveness. The Monetary Authority of Singapore actively supports fintech and digital banking development. Major global companies establish regional headquarters in Singapore due to its regulatory clarity and infrastructure. The United States remains innovative, especially in Silicon Valley. However, rising regulatory conflicts, political investigations into tech firms, and immigration challenges affect long-term competitiveness. Singapore's smaller size allows faster adaptation. Social cohesion versus social fragmentation. Singapore enforces strict laws promoting racial and religious harmony. Public housing policies ensure ethnic integration. Education emphasizes national identity. In contrast, the United States faces growing polarization across race, ideology, and class. Social division impacts policymaking and public trust. Cohesion strengthens long-term resilience. Infrastructure and urban planning. Singapore invests heavily in future-ready infrastructure, smart city initiatives, green buildings, and efficient public transport. The Marina Bay Sands area symbolizes modern urban planning integrated with tourism and business. The United States struggles with aging infrastructure, requiring trillions in upgrades. Modern infrastructure supports economic durability. Education and human capital. Singapore consistently ranks near the top in global education performance. Its system emphasizes STEM skills and bilingual education. Human capital is Singapore's primary resource. The United States has world-class universities but faces inequality in K-12 education quality. Long-term security depends on educated populations. Crisis management efficiency. During global crises, including the COVID-19 pandemic, Singapore implemented coordinated, centralized responses with clear communication. The United States response was fragmented across states, reflecting federal structure complexities. Efficient governance reduces damage during shocks. Conclusion. The future of global security is no longer defined solely by military power or geographic size. It is shaped by governance efficiency, fiscal discipline, social cohesion, and adaptability. The United States remains one of the most powerful nations in history. Its innovation ecosystem and military capability are unmatched in many respects. However, Singapore represents a different model, a model of strategic planning, disciplined governance, and calculated neutrality. In a volatile century, precision may outperform power. The question is not whether Singapore will replace the United States. The real question is, which system is better prepared for long-term stability? If you found this analysis valuable, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. More deep global insights are coming soon.